MFR, ably represented by the Acting Deputy Comptroller General of Customs in charge of enforcement, inspection, and investigation, the Vice Chancellor, Bayero University Kano, Professor Haruna Musa, FSI, my president, our president of our great institution, the president of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, Dr. Neliako, FNIPR, the immediate vice president of the NIPR, Manda Mukhtar Suraidu, FNIPR, senior customs officers. I said the CG is the immediate vice president. Immediate president who happens to be the president of the immediate vice president of the Comptroller General of Customs. So thank you very much. Malam Suraja Mukhtar, he was the president of my CG when he was the president of NIPR. The DG Media, the Kano State Governor, controllers of customs here present, specifically our host controller, customs area controller, Kano Jigawa Command, Controller Abubakar Dalhatu, PhD, a product of Bayero University Kano, BSc, MSc, PhD. Our distinguished Dean, Faculty of Communication, let me revert the protocol. Members of the management team are from principal staff officers of Bayero University, Deputy Vice Chancellors here present, Dean, Faculty of Communication, resource persons here present, distinguished public relations officers of the Nigeria Customs Service. The uncle forgot some very critical people that are very important here. They are the student of Faculty of Communication. Other distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the historic city of Kano, and by extension, the prestigious Bayero University Kano. When I mention Bayero University Kano and I don't mention prestigious, even the CGC will remind me and say prestigious Bayero University Kano. That is what I've attached to the 2025 edition of the Nigeria Customs Service Public Relations Workshop. This annual convergence of communication professionals, scholars, and stakeholders continues to serve as a compass for charting the future of the Nigeria Customs Service's image, credibility, and ultimately building a mutually beneficial and sustainable relationship with the publics. Permit me to begin by recalling the success of last year's engagement in Abuja at the Nigeria Customs Command and Staff College. Under the theme of navigating the horizon, the evolving paradigm shift in the public relations activities of the NCS. That gathering afforded us the opportunity to reflect on the past, assess the present, and envision a future of our communication strategies. It was not just a dialogue, it was a training ground that strengthened our capacity as public relations officers. The lessons from the conference have since been implemented across NCS formations, enhancing both our operational transparency and public trust. Building on this solid foundation, this year's theme, Beyond Masters of Ceremonies, the strategic role of public relations officers for institutional growth and stakeholders' trust, pushes us to think deeper about our roles. We are reminded that public relations officer is not just a ceremonial anchor at event, but a strategic communicator, a bridge between policy and the people, and the custodian of services reputation. Over the next few days, we will explore diverse sub-themes that addresses the realities of our work, including fighting disinformation and misinformation, bridging gaps between policy and public understanding, strengthening morale in workplace, and leveraging artificial intelligence in stakeholders' engagement. This workshop also includes mentorship for students, as well as a town and gown session, which will foster stronger collaboration between the service and the academic community. These are deliberate efforts to ensure that the next generation of community are equipped with both ethics and expertise. Distinguished guests, colleagues, and friends, our gathering here in Kano reflects the service's renewed commitment under the leadership of the Comptroller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeni, MFR, to build a proactive, knowledge-driven, and people-oriented communication system. Indeed, the ultimate measure of our success as public relations officers is not the number of press releases, we issue, but the level of trust we inspire. Allow me to pay a very special tribute to our brand new Vice Chancellor, the Chief Host, Professor Haruna Musa, FNI, sorry, I'm used to FNI, yeah, FS. Let me state it, this institution is not just our host today, it is literally my second home. I grew up in this serene environment. I completed my primary and secondary school education, as well as first degree and master's at this prestigious institution. To crown it all, I even found a wife here. If you ever doubted the phrase only in one package, just look at me. So this institution shaped me, trained me, and even domesticated me before finally unleashing me into the public relations world. The Vice Chancellor, I was a runaway student of chemistry. I left in level 200 when those cyclones, I decided, you know, those movements of those cyclones were very difficult. Yes, sir, so I left, sir. So that is why I believe is my alma mater, and I am in the best position to welcome you all warmly to what promises to be another memorable workshop, one that will sharpen our skills, broaden our perspectives, and remind us all that the Nigeria Customs Service is not just about collecting revenue, but also building trust as a responsive, transparent, and accountable partner in national development. On behalf of the Comptroller General of Customs, I thank you for being part of this journey. May our deliberations in Kano yield ideas that will outlive us and contribute to the building of a service we will all be proud of. Let me use the phrase of Lagos. This is Kano, and welcome to UK. Thank you very much.
And that was the National Bureau of the Nigeria Customs Service. I think it deserves another round of applause. Without wasting much of our time, and with the kind permission of the CGC, we will move to remarks, and we'll start with our host, Multimedia, please. While waiting for the Multimedia, please permit me to welcome the Chairman, Kano Chapter of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, Mr. Aliyu Yusuf. Mr. Aliyu Yusuf, you're welcome. Multimedia.
This workshop represents yet another attempt for us to strategically position our public relations officers to more adequately do their job, prepare them for the task ahead of them. Under the current strategic plan of the World Customs Organization, capacity building represents a very important pillar of what customs administrations will be doing between 2025 and 2028. I'm happy that last year we explored the theme of how customs public relations officers, customs information managers who must strategically position themselves to do their work, especially in this era of social media. This year we are building on that, and I'm happy about the theme that we have chosen, and that is to ensure that our public relations officers now begin to think more strategically and see how their functions, how the PR functions can be better performed, not just as those who are operating at the tactical or operational level, but those who can bring strategic insights into the conduct of their work and help the customs manager in this challenge mandate. I have seen the program, the workshops layout, and I'm happy that the approach is that which will encourage all of them to participate more actively so that they will be able to have a shared ownership of the outcome of these workshops. I want to specifically appreciate all our resource persons, particularly from the Department of Mass Communication, Bayero University, Kano, and the distinction of other professionals from NIPR, and from some other institutions who are going to be joining us. So I wish the PR unit a successful outing in Kano. It's a shame that I'm unable to join them because I have very, very serious commitment as the chairman of the World Customs Organization. But I hope that, along the line, we will have the time to reconnect and see how this beautiful program is going.
That was the remarks from the Comptroller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeni, MFR, FNI, FNIPR, PSC, Daga. I think he deserves another round of applause. Now we'll move to the next remark at Chief Host, the Vice Chancellor of Barrow University of Kano, Multimedia, please.
Professor Haruna Musa was born in Dambata, Kano State on 20th June 1967. He began his education at Sambua Ungwa Primary School, Dambata, before proceeding to Government Secondary School, Dambata. He later obtained his IGMBE certificate from CASRS, Kano, and BSc Honours in Chemistry from Bayero University, Kano in 1991, and MSc in Polymer Chemistry from BUK in 1999, and a PhD in Chemistry from the University of Bristol, United Kingdom in 2009. During his doctoral studies, he worked as a part-time chemist with Polymer Limited, a spin-off of the University of Bristol. Professor Musa began his academic career as a graduate assistant at Bayero University in Kano in 1993 and rose through the ranks to become a professor of chemistry in 2019. Over the years, he has supervised more than 300 undergraduate projects and over 60 postgraduate students, including international collaborations. He has published extensively with over 50 peer-reviewed journal articles, 8 book chapters, and over 40 conference papers delivered across Nigeria, Europe, Asia, and Africa. A respected scholar in polymer and applied chemistry, he has served as an editor-in-chief of the Nigerian Journal of Polymer Science and Technology 2020 to 2024 and review of several international journals. He has also been principal investigator and partner of high-profile research projects, including the 36 million naira National Research Fund project on rechargeable zinc-air batteries for rural electrification and an interdisciplinary collaboration Carolina State University, USA, on sustainable plastics recycling. Beyond research, Professor Musa has contributed immensely to academic leadership and national development. At BUK, he has held several administrative roles, including Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academics, Head of Department of Pure and Industrial Chemistry, Deputy Director of the Center for Renewable Energy Research, and elected representative of Congregation in Senate, UMC, and Governing Council. Nationally, he has served on TETFund's Committee on Impact Assessment, MUC accreditation teams, and as external examiner and assessor to various universities. He is a fellow of multiple professional bodies, including the Institute of Chartered Chemists of Nigeria, the Polymer Institute of Nigeria, and the Textile Researchers Association of Nigeria. A committed unionist and community leader, he served as chairperson of ASU BUK from 2020 to 2024 and founded the Dambata Educational Development Initiative, DEDI. Widely recognized for his scholarship and service, he has received numerous awards, including the Best Graduating Chemistry Student in BUK in 1991 and the Award of Research Excellence by the Polymer Institute of Nigeria in 2017. Professor Musa is happily married, blessed with children, and enjoys reading, research, traveling, and football.
That was the appreciation of our able host, the Vice Chancellor of the prestigious University of Kano, Professor Haruna Musa. Please join me in welcoming Professor Haruna Musa.
Thank you very much, MC. The Controller General of Custom, Bashir Adewale Adeni, CFR, ably represented by the Assistant Deputy Controller General of Custom, Mr. Timi Bomodi, the President of NIPR, the immediate or the former President of NIPR, Alhaji Mukhtar Surajo, my friend and my brother, because his first son, Barrister Awal, is married to my first daughter, Barrister Mariam. The President of Nigerian Union of Journalists, ably represented, the DG Media, to His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kano State, the Controller of Custom in charge of Kano and Jigawa, the indefatigable spokesperson, the service, Mr. Mewada. I think with the permission of Deputy Controller General, I will give him admission to go for PhD in chemistry. Other senior members of the service, the representative of the Nigerian Police Force, Alhaji Kiawa, Dean Faculty of Communication, other deans, directors, head of here present, other members of Senate, members of the University Management Committee, Director, Vice Chancellor's Office, eminent scholars that are here with us, my colleague and my deputy vice occasion, particularly going by the occasion, particularly going by the fact that today is only the office of the 12th Vice Chancellor of Bayero University, Kano. I therefore feel honored to serve as the chief host for this occasion, and I would like to extend a warm welcome to our special guest of honor, the Controller General of Custom, Bashir Adewale Adeni, MFR, ably represented by the Deputy General of Custom, Mr. Timi Bomodi. The theme of this workshop, Beyond Masters of Ceremonies, the strategic role of public relation officers for institutional growth and stakeholder trust, is particularly apt. In today's complex and interconnected world, active communication and public relations are crucial for institutional growth and stakeholder trust. I commend the service for recognizing the importance of building the gap between the town and gown to strengthen public engagement efforts and enhance effective communication of government policies. I am confident that this workshop will provide a platform for participants to share knowledge, experiences, and best practices in public relations and communication. I have no doubt that the outcome of this workshop will contribute significantly to the growth and development of the Nigeria Customs Service. To the participants, I offer these words of advice. Effective communication and it's okay? All right, I will allow the Deputy Controller of Custom, who is ably representing the Controller General of Custom, to declare the workshop open at a later stage. On this note, I wish you all critical deliberations and a successful outcome. Thank you and God bless.
Another round of applause for our able host, the Vice Chancellor, for that wonderful, wonderful delivery. Thank you for the offer of admission to the national spokesperson. Over many years I've known him, this is the first time he has run away from a challenge or a responsibility. All right, many more books of lamentations from the national spokesperson. Okay, we'll make quick progress to goodwill messages. We are constrained, highly constrained for time. And may I appeal that everyone giving us a goodwill message should please be confined to 2 minutes, please, as much as possible. The curtain raiser for the goodwill message will be, by the special grace of God, the immediate past president of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, our very own, Dr. Suraju Mukhtar, FNIPR, to just give us a good to the house for 2 good minutes. We didn't notify you because we know you are always loaded and you are never short of words. Thank you.
I was actually complaining that this was an ambush. The Comptroller General represented, the Vice Chancellor, my brother and friend, my President, and my successor, Dr. Elia, members of the management of BUK, to which I'm a proud alumnus. Unlike my I may not have done my primary and secondary schools here, but I want to say that I was shaped by this environment too. I don't know, I just want to congratulate the Customs Service, like I have done in several fora, for having a communicator as their chief executive. Because whatever leadership position you find yourself in, whatever organizational structure you have, once the communication component is efficient, you are dead on arrival. And from the look of things, the Nigerian Customs Service has never been the same since my brother and friend Bashir Adeni took the reins as the Comptroller General. And I'll tell you the secret. It is because that he is a communicator and he has spoken, being the spokesperson of the customs for a very long time, so he knew the terrain and he knows what communications can do and what the lack of it can also undo. So I want to congratulate customs for that, and I want to urge that such initiatives be strengthened. I know one was held in Abuja sometime last year. We are having another one because in public relations, this is my turf, this is what I know, is that whatever knowledge you garnered last year would have become obsolete by now. So the quest for knowledge is an everyday affair in communications because the trends keep on changing, the dynamics are not the same again anymore. So as long as you remain a public relations officer or communications person, the quest for knowledge is something that you do until you go 6 feet down. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much, my immediate past president, the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, for that wonderful delivery. A round of applause once again, please. May I, at this point in time, acknowledge the presence of a very distinguished and eminent personality. He is a dual professor and the former vice president of the Nigerian Sorry, Vice Chancellor, please. And presently he is with the Faculty of Communications. Let's welcome Professor Abdullah Uba Adam. You are very much welcome, sir. If you think a professor is V4, a dual professor should be V8. You are very much welcome. Okay, let's make quick progress. Let's invite the next person to take the goodwill message.
We'll invite Director General Media of the Kano State Governor and Dawa Tofa Alaji San.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. My president of the Noble Corporation, IPR, the Controller General, every represented, the Vice Chancellor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. When the Vice Chancellor was introduced as the chief host, I wanted to argue that the Governor of Kano State is the chief host, while the BC is the host. I hope the organizers will take this correction, because His Excellency is fully aware of this event, and he asked me to be here on his behalf, because of the nature of his work that he could not be here this morning with us. Distinguished officers of the Nigeria Customs Service, esteemed colleagues in the public relations, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor for me to be here today as a guest of the Nigeria Customs Service at this important gathering. I must commend the foresight behind this year's workshop theme, Beyond Masters of the Ceremony. The strategic roles of public relations officers in institutional growth and stakeholder engagement is so important. It is a bold and necessary call to reimagine our role as not ceremonial facilitators, but strategic thinkers and institutional builders. Public relations has evolved far beyond the realm of protocol and press releases or press statements. In today's world, where perception often shapes the execution and sustainability of institutional growth, is our cardinal role, not just application, but communicating results that create influence, insight, and impact to the people we serve. Yet, despite the importance of this work, the responsibilities of spokespersons remain one of the most difficult jobs. It is handled by professionals who are rarely recognized for their excellence, but always blamed for any incidental or accidental mistakes. In public relations, everyone thinks he is an expert. Everyone feels he can provide a solution to an issue at the stake. But let us ask, when an engineering design is being discussed, only engineers are allowed to talk. When architectural design is being discussed, only architects are being invited to chip in. But in public relations, everyone feels he is an expert. Only in public relations that you can find somebody who took a complete year without reading any newspaper, or will be informing your principal that he is not being captured in the national dailies. The truth is that public relations is far deeper. It is not about casual talk or random writing. It is about strategy, building a critical analysis in consideration of timing, psychology, and circumstance. The careful management of perception is not just one that will argue with an engineer or a building loads, a doctor or a lawyer on prescription or a legal matter. So therefore, we need to be respected as image makers of our respective organizations. Mr. President, sir, ladies and gentlemen, This work attracts more criticism than praise. It is easier and more convenient for people to criticize than to appreciate. At the slightest incident, the spokesperson becomes a target of attack. And the wisest response sometimes is to use the power of silence to control emotion other than to jeopardize the work or the image of our principals. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to recall on the words of late Remi Oyo, the presidential spokesperson of former President Olusegun Obasanjo, her words to Dr. Ruben Abati when he was first appointed as a presidential spokesperson in 2011. She said, and I quote, "The most important person whose confidence you must secure is your principal. To be careful with the colleagues in the media. Handle them very well in a very strategic manner. Take care of yourself. Your safety and well-being is very vital on the job." These lessons remain timeless for every PR professional in this world. Nigeria Custom is fortunate to have leadership that truly understand the gravity of this noble profession and the strategic role it plays in institutional growth. Your work in revenue generation, border security, trade facilitation is commendable. But how those achievements are communicated, conceptualized, and understood by the public is equally important. This is where the strategic role of public relations becomes indispensable. In Kano State, we have embraced this philosophy of vigor with a vigor under the leadership of His Excellency Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf, who emerged this year as the Teachers' Most Friendly Governor of the Year, Pensioners' Most Friendly Governor of the Year, Civil Servant Most Friendly Governor of the Year, and Media Most Friendly Governor of the Year. One very important thing that I want to mention here is that anytime His Excellency is receiving an award, you will see him side by side with the CG of Custom, just for their excellence in service. The governor's approach to public relations is not formative. It is purposeful, rooted in the belief that institutions must not only deliver results, but also communicate those results with clarity, humility, and consistency. This is the kind of leadership that empowers public relations to do more than manage optics. It allows us to shape narratives and inspire confidence and invite collaboration with all stakeholders. As we look forward to the future, we must embrace innovation. The tools of our trade is changing. Artificial intelligence and data analysis and digital platforms are really the profession to strive. Because of time constraint, I will stop here, and I wish you all the best. Thank you very much. On behalf of
A round of applause once again for the Multimedia. I gave him 2 minutes and he used 1 minute 59 seconds. He really can keep the time. Thank you once again. Okay, you know, we're in a very prestigious learning environment, and we see the institution like an academic embassy, and we deem that the head of that academic embassy should more or less be the host. That's why we refer to him as the chief host. So please bear with us. Thank you. Having said that, I want to also quickly say that please, other subsequent distinguished guests giving us the goodwill message should please, as much as possible, try and confine to 2 minutes, please. The next personality I will invite is the earlier introduced minister.
And the reason why this is important is because our colleagues, junior colleagues, to believe that when they also become double professors, they'll get two salaries. So if you are thinking of becoming another professor again, if you are crazy enough to want to become another professor again, be aware that the university only gives you one salary. I'm very happy to be here to deliver these few words. And I think what I want to draw attention to in my part of goodwill is the relationship between public relations and social media. Social media is a nightmare for PR people. The reason is because social media is a democratic forum. It does not respect you. No matter who you are, you can be brought down by social media. Whether you're a president, whether you're a professor, whether you're a woodcutter, you'll be brought down, and there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. You can think that you're a big professor, you are going there talking and saying the things, and a woodcutter, a wheelbarrow pusher will go up on any of the platforms and abuse you. There's nothing you can do about it. You can come and defend yourself, but the damage has already been done. The nightmare of democratization of social media is what is confronting public relations professionals. You have a principal, and you know that your principal is dirty. You know it. He knows it. Everybody knows it. But you have to defend him. You have to launder him. You have to pretend he's clean. You have to pretend he is Mr. Clean. He's excellent. And while you are just busy preparing all those public relations and news releases saying he is fantastic, he is good, somebody is taking him down. And there is absolutely nothing you can do. You are helpless. You lack the power to trace who did whatever it is that annoys you and then take them to court. Oh, what because I'm going to take you to court? Go ahead. Suppose I don't exist. Suppose I'm a bot. Okay, I'm an AI bot that is saying all these things. So I think one of the things that this meeting is supposed to do is to see how can we take control of the narrative of social media on public relations. How can we take that control of the narrative? And artificial intelligence is the only thing that can save us. It's definitely. Using all those artificial intelligence monitoring, the social listening tools, is the only thing that will enable us to understand the trend and what is going on. And you can fight fire with fire. If somebody is coming up on social media, on principle, all you have to do is to use AI to counteract those attacks. So that way you are fighting fire with fire, instead of trying to say, my principal is fantastic. Actually, my principal is a saint. It's just that you don't know. You only know he's a saint after he has left office. But he's a fantastic man. He's a good man. That's not going to work. Not in this today's social media where they somehow or the other they're able to penetrate behind the wall of your account, pull out documents and so on. So my urge is that social media is here to stay. No legislation is going to get it out. No. Look at Nepal. They just simply banned some sites, and then next thing you know, they were burning down the former president's wife in her house. Look at all over the world, wherever you try to muzzle freedom of expression because you want to control the narrative. It's no longer the fire. We now have the power of fire. And with that power of fire, we can do whatever we want. So, as public relations professionals, we need to fight fire with fire by understanding how we can effectively leverage social artificial intelligence tools in order to counteract. So if I am a PR person for somebody, I'm not even going to waste my time drafting press releases. What I will do is I'll use AI to create my press releases by inputting whatever people want to know. And then you have AI and AI knocking their heads out. And at the end of the day, we are all fine. So I wish a very happy deliberation. We're going to be here for the rest of the day so that we can stir things up. The idea is not to say everything is fine. The idea is to look at disruption and see how we can bring those disruptions and disruption. Not say everything is fine. Things are not fine. Okay, we're not in control. How can we get control? Thank you very much.
Goodwill message translated into goodwill lecture.
Yeah, the best lecture so far.
And I wanted to initially interrupt, but I forgot I needed to stop him for time because the delivery was just too unique and too powerful. I'm sure the National PRO and some PROs will invade you before you leave this place. All right, quick progress. The next goodwill message will come from the president of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Kano chapter, in the person of, the NUJ chapter, chairman of the NUJ chapter of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Kano chapter, the chairman in person of Suleiman Abdullahi Dediri is unavoidably absent, but he is represented by the NUJ scribe in the person of Abubakar Kwaru. So please do us the honors for the next 2 minutes to deliver the goodwill message. You are not a politician, so.
If it is my own choice, I can not talk again because my father has already left the podium. But because of the position, I will say something as I am directed by the chairman of the State Council. So his message is as written as he sent to me. So now I'll read on his behalf. Permit me to stand on the existing protocols to express my undiluted gratitude to the organizers of this special event. I stand here before you on behalf of the chairman of the Kano State Council of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Comrade Suleiman Abdullahi Dediri, who is unavoidably absent and intended earlier to attend this very important event. Honestly speaking, the protocol at this material time is historic, as it entails different stakeholders from part and section of the larger locality, who came with a view to honoring the mark of respect by this paramilitary outfit, otherwise called Nigerian Customs Service. Let me begin by recalling the historical antecedent of the NUJ, which was established in the last decades, aimed at promoting professionalism, maintaining ethics and values of the media and information dissemination cycle nationwide. The Kano Council of the Union is committed toward ensuring that practitioners abide by the laid down and later rules and regulations so as to provide Nigerians with needful and refined information. But despite all the frantic effort of the Union, lamentably, there are some that were operating unethically, either due to lack of basic knowledge or otherwise. It was in view of this, the Kano Council, during its recent visit to the Kano Jigawa area office of the paramilitary outfit, agreed to partner in conducting a workshop that will be beneficial to the two, as you cannot live in isolation, being partners in progress, and working toward the progression of the country. With this short remark, I think the MC will agree with me that I'm not up to my 2 minutes. I'm not exceeding 2 minutes. I would like to, on behalf of the council and the entire working journalists in Kano, affirm our zeal, determination, and above all, our unalloyed willingness to synergize with you with a view to ensuring ends justify the means. Thank you and God bless you. Thank you.
Yes, I actually agree with you. A round of applause once again for the NUJ scribe. Okay, the last but not the least on the goodwill message is no other person than the chairman of the Association of Nigerian Customs Licensed Agents. We know they are critical stakeholders to our activities. Please, Ankla Chairman, 1 minute, please. Alhaji Hafiz, read one. A round of applause, please. We'll meet again. Good to see you.
For explaining misconceptions of some government policies, and also there are some mischiefs made out there by some people trying to understand laws. So on this note, we would like to thank Nigerian Customs Service for attending this unit, and also for all the roles of the service nationwide for their kind of contribution they gave, especially clearing agents. Because I'm saying, as an clearing agent, PRO's office is the only office agent can enter without knocking. But as saying, it's like, in front face, whenever we have something that we feel each other. And the public sector
Without any threat, they sent us, they calmed us down, and they promised to look into our issues that were brought to them. So we thank them for that, and all of them knew Indian Custom Office, Crown Face, the officer of our person, I'm not done. So based on that, I'd like to thank the city again, and the PRs, and all the invited guests here, wish everybody safe back home. Thank you, sir.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that was the chairman, Association of Nigerian Customs Licensed Agents. Please give him another round of applause. Without wasting much of our time, we will go to the chief lecturer for today's event. Lecture and Multimedia, are you ready? Our guest lecturer paper presentation, Beyond Masters of Ceremonies, the strategic role of public relations officer for institutional growth and stakeholder trust, which will be handled by Dr. Ike Nigya, President, Nigeria Institute of Public Relations. Multimedia, please.
Dr. Ike Nigya, FNIPR, is an expert with over 3 decades of experience in public relations, communication, and executive leadership. He has established a distinguished career marked by significant contributions to both the public and private sectors. He began his first professional journey as a public relations officer at Partners Promotions University from 1987 to 1989, before advancing to the role of general manager at Simbel Limited in Lagos from 1990 to 1991. His transition into the public sector saw him serve in a variety of strategic roles at the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, including Information Officer, Protocol Officer, and Special Assistant to several honorable ministers between 1991 and 2003. He later served as Special Assistant to the Political Advisor to the President in 2003 to 2006, and as Senior Special Assistant Administration to the President in the Office of the First Lady from 2010 to 2015. Dr. Nyanyaku has also made a significant impact in the private sector. He is the founder of Right Angle Productions from 2015 till date, where he serves as executive producer, and Right Angle PR, where he was principal partner CEO 2016 to 2021, before becoming executive vice chairman in 2021. His leadership has positioned Right Angle PR as one of Nigeria's foremost public relations and communications firms. In addition, he has served as Executive Vice Chairman, CEO of ABC Shelters Limited, 2007 to 2010, then from 2015 till date, further demonstrating his versatility in managing diverse enterprises, a passionate advocate for leadership development. Dr. Nyanyaku is the convener of the Isaac Center for Research and Development from 2017 till date, and serves as Executive Secretary and Governing Board Member of the Nigerian Prize for Leadership from 2019 till date. Today, Dr. Nyanyaku continues to play a central role in advancing communication and leadership practice in Nigeria. He is the chairman of the Leadership Advancement Foundation and the president and chairman of the governing board of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR. His extensive experience across both public and private sectors, combined with his visionary leadership, underscores his standing as a seasoned professional with deep expertise in communications, public relations, governance, and executive management.
Thank you very much. This is the most extensive profile I have seen about me. So I want to publicly apply to get a copy. Thank you. Can I have my slides, please? Well, it's indeed a big pleasure for me to again meet Professor Abdallah. We met, I think, 2 years ago when you were a guest speaker at a program organized by NIPR Kano State Chapter, and you spoke very well. That was the day I knew that somebody could be on a threshold as a professor and then go back to start afresh to become another professor, from education to communication. That's why when he speaks from knowledge to narrative, because as an educator, he has content and he knows how to give out the content. And then as a communicator, he now has the skill that is required to speak. Because for those of us who are in this business, there is a whole lot of difference between speaking, talking, engaging, and addressing. And the challenge is that most times we talk. And you see, when you talk down on people, which is the challenge of leadership in Nigeria. Our leaders most times talk, they don't engage. And that's why in public relations, we are now emphasizing citizens' engagement. Because when you engage with citizens, you are taking them into confidence. You want to know how they feel about what you're even saying. We want to thank you and celebrate you, double professor. Yes, you are earning one salary here, but when you get to heaven, you will be 2 salaries. So, this morning I have been asked to speak on a number of things, but I will narrow or zero what I am going to say to just a few things. I hope you have the right, well, if this is not working, we can go on because of time. I would like to give a time. I had prepared slides of what I wanted to talk about and so on, but this morning, early this morning, while I was just reflecting on my thoughts again, I stumbled on an article written by one of our fellows, Dr. Afolabi Olajuwon, and he says the essence of public relations: winning hearts, earning trust, and shaping narratives. I don't know if you have that in the slides you have. Preamble, if you don't, then I'll read it. I have taken time to curate it into, no, that's not it, into some of the things I want to say, because I realize that students are here. But more importantly, public relations, just as the DG said, is one of the areas mostly misunderstood. But in addition to that, he's a football coach. I don't know how many of us that have succeeded in using their right foot to almost destroy a television set when Nigerians are playing against another team. And we are busy saying that Kanu should have passed that ball. Why did he retain it? Musa, we are very, very good in being coaches. Some of us have not entered football field for one day. The same thing that happens in communication. Everybody feels that I can speak. And once I can speak, I am communicating. And that is the challenge we have. So he says that public relations has often been misunderstood as polished spin, a tool for manipulating perception, or a quick fix times in crisis. Yet, in its stress form, it is far more profound. It is the lifeblood of reputation, please take note. the compass of organizations, and the bridge that connects perception with reality. The bridge that connects perception with reality. You will see by the time I come with the slides that this is more or less a comprehension of the totality of public relations in the 21st century. Every touch, every expression matters, because every interaction is a press release of your reputation. You don't wait anymore until you sit down and write a press release. Your act of living, what you do about your organization, where you go, is a press release you have not written. And people are reading and taking notes. That's why when you go to AI, as Professor has said, and AI gives you an image of somebody, you'll be wondering, where did it happen? When did it happen? You forgot that when you were saying certain things and they were being captured and so on and so forth, whatever enters into that device you call smartphone, you are in trouble. You are in trouble. The day AI will bring it, and you know in these days, AI has now gone to the next level, which is the level of knowing when you want to dispose of it. It turns rogue and then begins to fight you. We're seeing it in our time. So what am I saying? Reputation has now gone beyond just writing press releases, trying to do spins, trying to create artificial impression and so on and so forth. You are the master of your own reputation, and you must take it as a lifestyle and begin to live it, because once you don't do that, people will do it for you. When people don't do that for you, AI will do it for you. That is where we are today. So in this sense, reputation travels faster than press release, and an area where information is now moving at the speed of light, you just have to be very careful. At its best, public relations is just a powerful tool that you can use to get to wherever you want to get to and still survive. How did I survive? Yes, they have read, I was this, I was this, I was this, I was this, I was this. But two things made a difference for me. Number one, be transparent and honest in whatever is handed over to you as a public relations officer. Because when you are spinning lies, eventually you forget where you started, and then they will catch you. I had a boss. After I served one of my ministers, another one came, and he resumed office in Abuja. And then my ministry, as at that time, was still at Awolowo Road, 15 Awolowo Road. So I was in his office. I wasn't supposed to be there at that time. It was his secretary. But the secretary went to use the ladies and asked me to take calls for her. And I accepted. And then this new minister had just been sworn in. So the first thing he did after resuming at the Abuja office was to call his office in Lagos. And here was I trying to be a good boy. So I picked the call. And the minister said, "Who is on the line?" I mentioned my name. He said, "What are you doing in my office?" I said, "Your secretary." He said, "Where is my secretary?" I said, "Your secretary stepped out." He said, "So what are you doing in my office?" I said, "She asked me to stay and pick calls." He said, "Yes, but who are you?" I said, "I'm so." He said, "But what are you?" I said, "Oh, I was so to your predecessor." He said, "Okay, you know I will sack you." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Did you hear me well?" I said, "I think it." I said, "I will sack you." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Okay, I'm coming to Lagos tomorrow. Arrange convoy to come and pick me at the airport. Tell my wife that I'm okay, we have been sworn in, and so on and so forth." In those days, telephone wasn't the way it used to be this time. This is somebody that has been proclaimed to be sacked. So he was not giving me errands. So I arranged the convoy, he came in, I went and received him at the airport, and he told me where to go and book, that he was going to stay. I went and booked that place. And then at the end of the day, we went to visit the family and so on. Then 2 days after, he said I should arrange his travel back to Abuja. I arranged everything, and then he traveled back to Abuja. I waited for my sack letter. 1 week passed, no sack. 2 weeks, he called me again. Now, called the secretary and said, call that boy that took my call the other time. He hadn't confirmed my name. It's that boy. So that boy was called. The boy came, he gave me instructions. I want to come into Lagos, so and so, and then from Lagos, I will travel to so and so, and travel to so and so, and you have to travel with me. I said, yes, sir. We went on. We traveled, we came back. 1 month passed, he didn't sack me. Then he called me and said, I've just received from Abuja, I've just received an invitation to travel to Mexico. And I need you to put the trip together, process my visa, do this, do that, and so on. I said, yes, sir. He said, you know how to process foreign exchange? I said, yes, sir. I processed everything. It was ready. He arrived from Lagos. We went through to the Lagos International Airport, and then that was about 3 months after to be sacked. And then 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. And then one day, we were traveling now on a program. So they gave us a presidential jet. And I had the misfortune of sitting in front of him. My seniors were there, but he said, come and sit here. So I sat in front of him. And they were serving us refreshment. And then only 1 glass of orange juice was left. So they served him, and then he saw I was drinking water. He said, why didn't they serve you orange juice? I said, no, I'm okay with water. So he took a sip of his own and he handed it over to me. He said, take, you are still growing. I said, no, sir, I've never taken minister's drink. He said, my friend, shut up your mouth. So I took it, I drank it, I dropped it. I said, sir, when are you going to sack me? He said, shut up your mouth. Now, I have gone this far to bring us back to the second component of what helped me, and that is the component of service. There is no principal that will not respect service when it is very well given. And I'm speaking to you as public relations people, because service is not eye service. It is content, it is character. That's what you give. Your principal will be watching to know how and what you are saying at every material point in time. Something that he's not taking notes, but you'll be shocked to realize that he knows everything that is happening. One other thing I didn't tell you is that in my office, we had many other officers. Remember, he was in Abuja. And they had told him in Abuja that, sir, if you want to succeed, there is one boy in Lagos office. You must get rid of him and appoint your own personal assistant. So he said, why? He said, because he served this person, this person came and then made him special assistant. And then he has been serving till that time. So we feel that he has juju that he uses to hold ministers when they come. Don't allow him to stay there more than 1 week. Otherwise, we won't get rid of him. So he swallowed it. And that informed call, you know I will sack you. It was later that he told me all this. I said, Boroga, how are you sure that the tree is not working? He said, shut up. He said, you think I'm my level. Such things can go. I said, but you believed him. He said, well, you know, when you come to the ministry initially, you listen to all manner of things. Why am I saying this? Even those who are working with you may not like what you're doing. I'm just being practical. I have slides, 39 of them. But listening to all that you have said here, there is no point coming to quote what public relations is, what you should do. How do you deal with such difficult situations? You must know that your integrity is your greatest reputation driver. It will speak for you whether you are there or you are not there. And that's what has helped me. I'm starting from this note because they have read my profile, I serve this, so somebody will be imagining, how did that happen? In a place where there is so much competition. You know, Nigeria is so competitive. Nigeria is full of stars. That's why once you leave as minister, nobody thinks about you. Yeah, it now depends on how you dealt with what you met on ground. That becomes your legacy. Let's go on, let's continue with let's go back to the slides. Next, I had wanted to take some time and talk about strategy and strategic, because many of us have spoken here and we keep referring to this word strategy and strategy and so on. Unfortunately, I will not be able to look at it because of time. But suffice it to say that strategy is not just an English word. It's a military expression that came in through China. It's one of the things that China gave to the world in 400 BC. And then it kept going on until the Greek captured it. And then they were using it simply as strategy. When they say the strategy, it is the general's call. So today, when we are using it in this context, we are looking at what looks like an art of war. When Sansu wrote his book, that has remained the greatest document that the military uses in managing crisis, conflict, and wars. But I won't be able to go into details of it. So what are the issues that we want to look at today? Next. Okay. Before now, when we're talking about public relations in those days, we talk about protocol. Some call it protocol, as I see some of my friends express. And I said, look, how did public relations get to that point? So go and buy tickets, go and do this, and then the most essential element of it was for the protocol officer to arrange girls for the orgas when they come to functions. I had that experience when I was at the University of Jos. I was the public relations officer of Technical Promotions. And then what happened? We had this conference. I won't mention the organization that had that conference. So their directors all came and they called on me and said I should make some public arrangements for the board. So I went and make sure that the hall was good, food was good, everything was good. Then they had events, and then in the evening, the commercial affairs officer who came with them from Lagos came to me and said, "What is the public relations arrangement you made? Where will it be?" I said, "Sorry, sir. I thought you were having a very serious, very stupid man." Remember, I was in university then, and we were just having this program and running this company. He said, "How many gears did you arrange?" I said, "How?" He said, "So you don't understand what public relations means?" I said, "No, sir." He said, "Are you not a protocol person?" I said, "Yes, I'm a protocol person. I didn't arrange protocol." I said, "Did you have any problem when you arrived at the airport?" He said, "Shut up. Huh? Are you not from University of Jos?" I said, "I'm from University of Jos. And you don't have protocol people there?" I said, "I have protocol people there, and they helped us." He shook his head and walked out. It was later I then realized, when I saw action later in the evening, I then realized that for these people, Public relations meant one thing, protocol, and protocol meant the other thing. I won't say it. That's where we're coming from. So why are we addressing the issue today? Number one, the nation Nigeria is now under physical pressure. Sorry, next slide. Sorry, I'm using my next slide. Yeah, just go on. Okay. We're addressing physical issues. So there is a lot of attention now on the Nigerian customs amongst other sources of revenue. But you know the interesting thing is that for you to function well in revenue generation, you must be credible. And for you to be credible, your reputation must count. Otherwise, when we listen to the chairman chairman of licensed customs agents, you listened to him, and you could hear him say what he didn't say. And what he didn't say is that without trust, without credibility, without confidence, we cannot work together. So there is that pressure, and it is the public relations officer who must take that responsibility to ensure that you manage the perception first before we talk of reputation. Perception first before we talk of reputation. Because when your reputation becomes your core asset, people feel free to deal with you. And that's what we're doing today. I must say, when we look at a few case studies, but because of time, fragile public trust. Trust is a challenge today all over Nigeria. I don't need to emphasize that. And then the issue of development, you have taken some bold steps, e-auction revamp, reputation management guide, and so on and so forth. Next slide, please. What should therefore be the value chain? Next slide. The value chain number one is that your messages, public relations officers, your messages must be very clear. People must hear and interpret what you're saying, the way you're saying it. Next is your behavior must be what you want customs to be known as and to be known for. We are going through a system where behavior has become a challenge. So you must know that the way you behave, when you are in uniform, when you are not in uniform, matters so much. We've talked about the issue of transparency, your data, stakeholder engagement, revenue and reputation gains, and so on. Next slide, please. So, we want to now look at just a nutshell, what should be the roles that the current public relations officer must play beyond ceremonies before we go into the details. Number one, you are now a strategic public relations communicator. In that sense, it simply means that you must take what you're doing. Okay, thank you very much. I have 5 minutes left, but I have to tell you a story, and then I'll conclude with that. In 2016, I had the opportunity of inviting now Bishop Hassan Kuka as a keynote speaker. I was then chairman of AGM for NIPR FCT chapter. So he received us so well at Kuka Center. And then he asked me, how many minutes am I going to speak? I said 30 minutes. He said, okay, that's fine. If you remove 1 minute from my 30 minutes, I will fight you. I said, okay. Then we went to invite Dr. Walter Fanagoro. So Walter Fanagoro asked us, how many minutes am I going to speak? He said, 30 minutes, sir. He said, 30 minutes? He said, yes, sir. So they planned, packaged themselves, arrived at the Sheraton Hotel as it was then known. And then, because we were running out of time, we went to Father Kuka and said, sir, please speak for 10 minutes. So Father Kuka kept quiet. When he climbed up there, he lampooned us first of all for being unprofessional. telling him to speak for 30 minutes and reducing it for 10 minutes. And then it was now time for Words of Fun and Goro. We didn't tell him anything at all because of the way Faraduka responded. So when Walter was now speaking, the MC came and did what my friend Adejo just did. So he picked it and looked at it and said, "Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I was invited to speak here for 30 minutes and I came all the way from Lagos to speak for 30 minutes. 30 minutes, I must speak. Number two, I will defend my 30 minutes with every drop of my life, every drop of blood in my life." He said, number three, any other person that comes near here to give me a paper, I will start with him. So all of us kept clear. But you see, that is the difference between Words of Fun and Goro and public relations. We are people that adapt to the operating environment. We understand that things can be planned this way, but along the line, it can go the other way. So on that note, I'm not going to fight my friend. I'm not going to give anybody my blood. I will simply say that the bottom line, and I'll end here, the bottom line of public relations is that if it is not adding value to the growth of the organization, then you have a problem. You have a big problem. Because why is it that the budget for public relations or communication or advertising is usually the first to be yanked off once there is a problem with budget? They say, okay, we can do without this. That is because we have not been able to show the value that we bring on board. We are now in a system, in a society where value matters more than offices. It is the value you present. And for you to have that value, you must have content. You must be able to advise your principal in a manner that he will listen. On that note, I want to thank you for finding the time to be with us and for even inviting me. The slides are available with all the case studies that we have looked at. But I understand that time has been spent and that public relations people will work with time. Thank you for your attention.
Please, I think we can do better than that. Wow, that's from our able president, the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, Dr. Ike Leliaku, FNIPR. Thank you for that wonderful, wonderful delivery. Okay, we may have our seats. There is no principal that will not respect service when it is well given. Thank you. That's one takeaway we can have for today amongst many others. Okay, we'll make quick progress and let's appreciate the presence of some very special personalities. Permit me to acknowledge the president, the MD, CEO, the Nigeria Customs Broadcasting Network, NCBN, in person of Jamilu Yusuf. Thank you. Then we also have the former spokesperson to the former governor of Kano State, in the person of Malam Ibrahim Shekarau. He is an associate professor and also the link man who coordinated between the public relations unit headquarters and the university in bringing about this wonderful event. Let's welcome Professor Sule Yao Sule to this great event. Quickly, I would also have to acknowledge the presence of the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of Image Merchants Promotions Limited. He is an alumnus of this great institution, has always been given to mentoring students in this institution, as well as even in Abuja and many other places. Malam Yashwai, a round of applause. You're very much welcome. Okay. Esteemed guests, senior officers, we'll be moving to one of the very high points of today's event, and that is the keynote address, which we are about to take now. After the keynote address, the event will also be declared open formally. The multimedia, I hope I'll not wait for a second extra.
Is a reform-driven leader whose career embodies resilience, innovation, and global impact.
Please take it all over again.
Michelle Abdulhamid Shoaib is a renowned Nigerian writer, public relations strategist.
Yes, is now the Comptroller General of Customs. Please, if your village people don't want to disturb your career, please get it and get it right now, please.
Public relations in the United States. He graduated with a BSc in International Relations from Obafemi Awolowo University. CDC Bashir Adewale Adeni, MFR, is a reform-driven leader whose career embodies resilience, innovation, and global impact. Born in Modakeke, Osun State, he graduated with a BSc in International Relations from Obafemi Awolowo University in 1987, and later earned a master's degree in communication science from the Università della Svizzera Italiana, Switzerland. He recently obtained a PhD in leadership and security studies from the Federal University, Lokoja, further strengthening his academic and professional depth. His foundation has also been enriched through advanced leadership trainings at Harvard, Columbia, UCLA, and the World Customs Organization in Brussels. Since joining the Nigeria Customs Service as a cadet officer in 1990, CDC Bashir Adewale Adeni, MFR, has distinguished himself in strategic operations, public communication, and command leadership. He served as National Public Relations Officer for over 15 years and as a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, and immediate past Vice President of the Institute. He became the face of customs reforms and a trusted voice of institutional credibility, rising through critical postings, including Apapa Command and the Customs Command and Staff College. He was appointed Comptroller General of Customs in June 2023, a role in which he has driven unprecedented revenue collections, advanced trade facilitation reforms, and intensified anti-smuggling operations, such as Operation Whirlwind. His tenure has also witnessed the launch of transformative systems, including Kudori, a unified customs management system, the upgraded e-auction platform, and the corporate social responsibility initiative, Customs Cares. On the global stage, Adeni has elevated Nigeria's reputation, becoming the first Nigerian elected as chairperson of the World Customs Organization Council, decorated with the national honor of Member of the Order of the Federal Republic, MFR, the Distinguished Service Medal, and multiple international recognitions. He stands as a beacon of professionalism and innovation. Beyond his uniform, he is a family man, mentor, and advocate of social impact, committed to shaping a future where the Nigeria Customs Service remains a trusted partner in trade, border security, and national development.
With regrets upon his unavoidable absence, he has delegated an Acting Deputy Comptroller General of Customs in charge of enforcement, investigation, and inspection. The former spokesperson who handed over the baton to the present national PRO. So he's very much one of our own. Let's welcome DCG Timi Omodi to deliver the address on behalf of the Comptroller General of Customs.
Please be seated. So, I I would sort of in my own way try to resolve the issues that were raised earlier about who is host, chief host, and see if I can make an attempt to reconcile both. So the executive governor of Kano State, Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf, our host, the vice chancellor of Bayero University Kano, our brother and friend, the president, Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, other members of council of the university, the representative of the zonal coordinator, Nigerian Customs Service, OB, controllers here present, distinguished scholars, officers of the Nigerian Customs Service, distinguished guests, students of this prestigious university, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, please use I crave your indulgence to stand on existing protocols. It's indeed a great delight to be among you this morning. As you've seen from the video, the Controller General sends his warm regards. He couldn't be here because of the exigencies of his job. He has to be out of the country for a pressing assignment. Indeed, the public relations unit of the Nigerian Customs Service has truly evolved. And I consider this period the golden age of the Nigerian Customs Service public relations unit. Those of us that have been privileged to serve in that unit know what it was before and what it is today. And there has been tremendous improvements. And I'd like to say a very big thank you to the service's public relations officer, Assistant Controller Abdullahi Mewada. He's done a fantastic job thus far. Thank you. Before I go into the speech, the CDG's speech, I'd just like to say a few words considering the nature of the assignments given public relations officers. And primarily has to do with not just communicating to our stakeholders what the service does and what it intends to do, but to cultivate, as one of the keynote speakers mentioned, trust, public trust. We are in the business of trade facilitation and enforcing policies of government, primarily also tax collection or revenue collection of government. I'm sure a lot of us recognize that not too many people like to pay taxes, but we have to, create ways and means that makes it a lot easier for our critical stakeholders to respond to the needs of government, and indeed the needs of government and the needs of the society. How do you place these two needs side by side? See things from your eyes to the effort it takes to achieve these goals, satisfying the public, satisfying the government, and meeting the objectives of the service. It's a Herculean task, and it's one that officers in our public relations unit have taken upon themselves. They are at the crossroads, and they take the fire for us, and we appreciate the efforts of these great officers. So I'll just dive straight to the address of the Controller General. It is both a privilege and a delight to stand before you today at the opening ceremony of this very important workshop for public relations officers of the Nigerian Customs Service. I warmly welcome you all to Bayero University Kano, a citadel of learning with a rich legacy of scholarship, where the blending of theory and practice provides fertile ground for shaping the future of our profession. The Nigerian Customs Service operates at the confluence of revenue generation, trade facilitation, and national security. Every decision, every operation, and every policy affects millions of Nigerians, the business community, and our regional and international partners. In such an environment, how we communicate is just as important as what we do. Our actions may speak, but it is the voice of public relations that interprets, contextualizes, and gives meaning to these actions. That is why this workshop is not just a routine exercise, but a strategic investment in the future of the service. The theme of this workshop, beyond Masters of Ceremonies, the strategic role of public relations officers for institutional growth and stakeholders' trust, is both timely and forward-looking. It challenges to rethink the traditional perceptions of the PRO as mere announcers, moderators, or event managers. Instead, it positions them where they truly belong, at the strategic heart of policy communication, reputation management, and stakeholder engagement. Our PROs are the interpreters of customs policy to the public, the mediators in times of misunderstanding, the crisis managers during operational challenges, and the custodians of the service's corporate image. As you are all aware, we are in a period of transformation. Our service is modernizing operations, automating processes, and aligning with global best practices. These reforms, however, cannot be sustained without trust. Trust is built not only by enforcing laws, but also by communicating clearly, consistently, and credibly. This is the central duty of our public relations officers, and they must be equipped to convey the objectives of our policies, explain the rationale for our actions, and listen actively to the concerns of stakeholders. In today's interconnected world, where a single message can go viral in minutes, our PROs must also master digital platforms. And I heard their professor talk about AI and its, its incredible influence to shape the public discourse. Our PROs must also learn to master how to combat misinformation and promote transparency as a standard practice. The work of a public relations officer is not without its challenges. You will face crises that test your judgment, criticism that questions your integrity, and moments of pressure where silence may seem safer than speaking. I'm sure a lot of us have faced those kind of situations. But it is in these very moments that the professionalism of a PRO is most needed. You're not only expected to represent the institution, but also to preserve its dignity, maintain its credibility, and reinforce public confidence. This requires more than technical skills. It demands resilience. It demands foresight, emotional intelligence, and above all, an unshakable commitment to truth. As the Controller General, I wish to assure you that the leadership of the Nigerian Customs Service recognizes and values the pivotal role of public relations in institutional growth. Communication is not an afterthought. It is a pillar of reform. For this reason, capacity building for our public relations officers remains a priority. This workshop is designed not only to enhance their technical knowledge, but also to sharpen the strategic thinking, broaden your understanding of media dynamics, and strengthen the ability to align communication with the service's broader goals. I urge every participant here to approach this engagement with seriousness, curiosity, and an openness to innovation. I must also commend Bayero University for partnering with us in hosting this workshop. This collaboration symbolizes the synergy between academia and practice, where research and learning can inform the day-to-day demands of governance and institutional management. I encourage our PROs to leverage this setting to build bridges with the academic community, because the future of communication lies in the interplay of scholarship and practice. And that is why I'm indeed delighted to have in the audience today and participating throughout this workshop students of this prestigious institution, because it is not just what you hear in the lecture theaters. You're going to hear from those that are already in the field, their experiences, life experiences, and I'm sure it's going to greatly enrich your academic duties. In conclusion, let me emphasize that the reputation of the Nigerian Customs Service rests heavily in your hands. You are the voice, the mirror, and the bridge of this institution. The legacy you leave will not be measured by the number of events you anchored, but by the trust you built, the narratives you shaped, and the credibility you sustained for the service. Let us therefore seize this golden opportunity to recommit ourselves to professionalism, innovation, and integrity. On this note, I have the honor to formally declare open the 2025 Nigerian Customs Service Public Relations Officers Workshop here at Bayero University, Kano, open. I thank you for your kind attention, and may God bless the Nigerian Customs Service and the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
A round of applause once again for the representative of the Comptroller General of Customs, Bashir Adewade Ademi MFR, represented by Acting DCG, Timi Bomodi. Let's just give him a couple of seconds to shake hands. And the shaking of hands is just looking like a politician that has just won an election. All right, he will soon be back to his seat. Please, if you are the owner of this vehicle, NSR 343H. NSR, may we be seated, please. NSR 343H, Toyota Avensis, black color. If you don't want us to dig deep into the veracity or otherwise of the customs duty, please kindly go and reposition that vehicle now. May I, at this point in time, inform us that we have an eminent guest. He is the immediate past dean of the Faculty of Communication, Bayero University, Kano, in the person of Professor Mustafa Nasir Malam. A round of applause for him, please. Very, very shortly, we will be proceeding into rounding up, and after the national anthem, please let's be seated the way we are, because we'll be taking group photographs. And immediately after the group photographs, please let's be very attentive. Ushers, customs police, please be very attentive to implement. The high table members, the eminent guests, resource persons, the assistant controllers, Chief Superintendent of Customs and Superintendent of Customs, and the academia, the lecturers, and our esteemed guests will be the ones to file out after the photograph. So thereafter, I would announce the order of going out. But meanwhile, may I at this point in time inform us that we still have a formal business to do, which is the vote of thanks. The vote of thanks will be taken by two esteemed personalities. We'll have vote of thanks from our hosts, the university community, and the vote of thanks in the next 1 or 2 minutes or 1.5 minutes will be taken by the Dean, Faculty of Communication, Bayero University, Kano, in the person of Professor Umar Farouk. A round of applause as the priest comes forward to take the vote of thanks. My professor.
The representative of His Excellency the Governor of Kano State, the representative of the Controller General of the Nigerian Customs Service, the President, NIPR President, and the former President, who was also my former President of the profession, my senior colleagues here present, my Vice Chancellor, who has already spoken on behalf of the university, the principal officers that are here present, members of the Senate, members of the faculty, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my students who are here present, Assalamu alaikum. From the protocol list out, I was not expecting to say anything other than just to everybody that has made this gathering possible, especially the Customs Service, who have seen it fit to use our platform as a platform for promoting openness between the university community and the service, and by extension, the university community and other public relations related services that are here present. So I would like to thank the university also for giving us the opportunity to accept this invitation, to accept this partnership with the Nigerian Customs Service. What I have seen today gives me a lot of pleasure that what we have been doing in the classroom can actually be translated into action. We have seen it today. There are services in this country, there are agencies in this country that are very serious with communication as a tool for promoting public understanding, improving public perception, and mitigating a lot of harm that comes to our various services. Nigerian Customs Service is one of such services or agencies that we should be proud of. This is the first time that I've seen a government agency which plays a very crucial role as a bridge between public understanding of responsibilities, especially tax, collecting tax, and public acceptance for things that we will not ordinarily do. I would, probably without some persuasion, I may not feel obliged to pay any tax. But building a very strong public relation platform like this gives us a promise that the future is going to be brighter for Nigeria, because it's the first contact point for Nigerians and anybody coming into Nigeria to build an impression about Nigeria, and with a very good service restructuring, image making, and promoting national understanding of the role of the service. I think this is a great platform for the custom to achieve this. Well, I also want to thank the coordinator of this program, Professor Sile, who has been up and down on this
event. But my sincere gratitude goes to the gentleman who actually made contact with the university for this. He called me, I think, about a month ago or 2 months ago, personally, and told me that this is what is going on. Can we handle that? And I said yes, but let me confide to my vice chancellor before anything else. Now, there were some issues that came up, and probably I need to explain it here. University works on committee basis. When you have any problem coming on, or any program that is coming on, you need to form a committee to look at it. Every university activity is based on committee basis, and that is what we did. And that was what probably brought some delay in communication between us. But we were able to solve that, and the Vice Chancellor was fully briefed on everything that has happened. I also want to thank the organizers from the custom side who have been with us, who have worked with us here in the university. A couple of them came and we sat with them. And my sincere thank goes to my colleagues who supported us throughout this event, including weekends yesterday and the day before yesterday. We were working on this, and that was this is the result of what has happened over this short period of time. I also want to use this opportunity to thank the media for being here with us as a supportive agency that will probably disseminate whatever goes on here to people who may not have the chance to come here. And finally, I want to take this opportunity on behalf of the faculty to call on the custom service to actually use the university as a critical turning point, as a critical platform for hosting most of its educational, training, and research activity. You know, Bahrain University is open to this. We are we partner with a lot of agencies, government agencies, private agencies on this matter. This is the first time we are working with the Nigerian Custom. I think this should provide us with a platform that will continuously be utilized for the betterment of the two institutions, the Custom and the Bahrain University Kano. Thank you.
Thank you for the very well expanded vote of thanks, vote of explanation, vote of committees, and a vote of requests. A round of applause once again for that delivery. May I, at this point in time, call upon the Customs Area Controller, Kano Jigawa Area Command, former Deputy National PRO of the Nigerian Customs Service, Controller Dalhatu Abubakar, PhD, for the formal customs vote of thanks.
The CGC, sir, permit me to stand on the existing protocol. On a lighter note, I was waiting for you to give me 1, 2, or more minutes to speak. Thank God, you did not give me any time like. Vote of thanks was well taken from the faculty. I don't know the CGC, sir, whether it's by design or by accident that I was nominated to give vote of thanks. My order opened the floor, and I was invited to close the floor. All of us, graduates of Bahrain University. Again, I don't know whether by accident or by design, my order reported to you. He has his first degree, master's degree, and run away from Kano to Abuja to obtain PhD. the young Zurumi, as was then called in BUK, was also a graduate of BUK, library science first degree, library science master's degree, library science PhD. CGC, sir, I don't know whether by accident or by design, I was once a deputy national PRO at the service headquarters, just like my wada deputized you after we handed over the PR seat to you. I don't know whether it's by accident. I will keep going, and going. But let me quickly say, my wada, please stand up. Balarabe, Custom PRO Kano Jiga Command, and any other custom officer who graduated from BUK, please rise. You may have your seat. The faculty, sir, I requested them to stand up because of the comment remark you made, that you are happy, the knowledge you have impacted, you are seeing the results. Sir, we are more than dozens that you produced, not only at other various institutions of learning, but here in BUG, and we are carrying that flag. Lectures we receive, all the assignments. I am sure one of us is here. Dr. Ibrahim Bichi, please rise. The CDC, sir. This gentleman, although looking older than me, but he was not really, was my classmate at master's level, classmate at PhD level. So I especially want to recognize our friendship. The CGC, sir, my wada informed you he had his nursery, primary, secondary, and university level, including his wife. Now, to my fellow students. Although my wife is not from here, inside the parameters of BUK, among you, I have seen guys that will get married to custom officers' wives. I have seen ladies that may get married to custom officers' guys. Among you, I have seen guys and girls that will aspire to pick up a job with Nigerian Customs Service and aspire to become the CGC. If that young Mewada during their nursery school days can become the national PRO, what is stopping you? We're here to engage with you as a service in the next few days, and we hope that bridge that you're talking about, the faculty, sir, we are going to cross that bridge. My role is to say thank you. I say thank you, Mr. Vice Chancellor, for giving us the opportunity to be here. I say thank you to the student for accepting to be here with us. I say thank you to PROs, and I say thank you to CGC, sir, for accepting the idea that we meted, that we should be here in Kano. The approvals you have given, we say thank you very much, and I wish every one of us happy and grateful celebration. Thank you very much.
I love the last offer, but if not because of the embargo by my religion, I should have initiated process for number 2 by now. Once again, a round of applause for the Customs Area Controller, Kano Jigawa Area Command, for that wonderful delivery of the vote of thanks. We have a new regulation by the National Orientation Agency, with the kind permission of the representative of the CGC. Will be rounding off when it's time for to take the national pledge. The national pledge, we all know, that's the one they still ask us to take. They are the ones that brought it back, not me. Okay, I want to re-emphasize once again, ushers, customs police, please, let's all be at alert. The members of the high table, assistant controllers, resource persons, CSCs and SCs, and the academia, that is the lecturers, would be the ones to file out after the group photograph, please. Then once they go for the breakfast, by the ranks, we will, sir? What's it by the time? Oh, brunch. Okay. Sorry, I didn't look at the time. Now it's brunch. Yes. Okay, so please, at this point in time, I will be upstanding with the kind permission of the representative of the CGC to take the national pledge. Thank God it wasn't too long before they brought it back, so I think we still all remember. Okay, multimedia, we are going to recite, so you don't need to play anything. After the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, go. I pledge to Nigeria, my country. Don't salute. Loyal and honest. To serve Nigeria with all my strength. To defend her unity and uphold her honor and glory. So help me God. All right, thank you. So the representative of the CGC, please to the podium. The NIPR president, the vice chancellor, and the DG media. Yes, please. Sorry, photographer, should they mount the podium or should stand? Okay, sir, sorry. No. Wait, okay, some will be up. All right, but the first four I mentioned, the CSC, Kano, Jigawa Air Command, former NIPR president, please join. The representative of the zonal, they should move up. You say where they stay down, you say where they move up, decide now. If they move up, they will not come down again. They should move up. Final answer. Okay, fine. Sorry, sir. With the representative of the CGC, please. Yes, this will go down. Please, ushers, let's quickly take down this podium. Come, take down the podium. Support him, sir. Please, custom police. Thank you. Gently, please. Carefully. No, it's okay here. All right. Take it down, please. Controller, please. Join them. That's the controller post-clearance audit, Zone B. Controller Deborah Adeyemi. So play. Okay. Sorry, Deputy Vice Chancellor R&D, please. Join. Thank God we have a gender balancing. Madam DPC, you're very much welcome. Okay. And the national spokesperson of the Nigerian Customs Service to join, please. Please, after this photograph, the DG, media, NIPR president, CGC representative, and the VC should remain, while the rest of us should please stand down. Academic staff, please, all the other persons in the front row, other members of the high table in the front row, please. The front row first, then the second row can follow. Okay, the esteemed guests and the academia behind. Okay, another line can stand behind, but make sure your head is in between the shoulders. Okay. Peter, are you in control? Ankla chairman, have you entered after this, please? The Ankla chairman and other facilitators, the other members of the academia that are here to join, please do that now. Superintendent of police, please. Spokesperson, police power, please join quickly. Thank you. The next set is coming. Turn by turn, sir. After the public relations officers get ready, the assistant controllers, chief superintendents first. While chief superintendents will stand by. Please, if you're a facilitator, you're here to join, please join this now. Peter, let me get your signal once you're done. All right, assistant controllers, chief superintendent of customs, quickly, please. The national PRO will lead a pack of senior officers, chief superintendent of customs. I think we may need a front row, please. Yes. Thank you. Some of us on the front row. Superintendent of Customs, please. Let's move closer, please. Let's move closer and stand by. All Superintendent of Customs, quickly, please. Stand aside. Immediately, the senior officers taken presently are done. The rest of us will fall in. SCs are coming in now. Hold on, sir. SCs are coming in. After the SCs, we take GS. SCs, please fall in now. GSCs, get ready. SCs, please, can we quickly fall in? Hold on, sir. The GSCs will join, they will overshoot the numbers. SCs, please, quickly. You will shake hands later. GSCs, come and stand by over this way. Please, SCs, you file out this way. GSCs will enter through this way. Please, thank you. Peter, let me have your signal once you're through. GSCs, please get ready on this side. Please fall out on that side, on your left side. Sorry, sir. You're done. Okay, please. SCs, thank you for our GSCs. Fall in quickly. ASC 1, stand by. The way the GSCs stood by earlier. Please, smartly. MC has his rank. If my rank thank God, those tsunami will stop through. Alright. ASC 2, stand by. Sorry, ASC 1, rather, stand by. ASC 2, stand by after ASC 1. No, the numbers are too much, sir, please. ASC 2, ASC 1, please. Fall in quickly. And the crowd is too much. Okay, ASC 1. ASC 1, join ASC 2. Sorry, ASC 2, join ASC 1, please. Please, let's do it quickly. All other ranks, stand by. IC to CA. Please, let's fall in quickly.
Okay. Sawa ɗaya da rabi na live da wannan waya. Awa inda wannan ce.
All right, I will join. Show. Please, let's hold on. Let's stand back. All right, all other ranks. I see down to, yes. Students, you stand by, you'll be coming out in groups. After this, the first set of students, let's take the first 3 lines here. 2 badges. Okay, 2 badges will come after this. You know your badges. Please, let's do this smartly. Students, please come and stand here once the officers are in the picture. Please, fall out on the left side. Please don't come back through this right side. Fall out on the left. The students will enter through the right. Students, come and stand here. Please, can we clear this place? Please, sir. Please, can you? So that the students, let's use this place as holding bay for when you come in. Okay, let's stand here. Let's stand here. So please, since you're in the military environment now, we know it's your school. There's a military program. So we do it smartly. All right, please. Okay, 2 batches of students. This way, go out that way. Okay. All right, quickly. Please, falling. Students, when you finish, go out to the other side. 2 batches. Please, the next line, follow. Please, quickly. So, I don't make you speak Hausa today. Oh, yeah. Quickly, please. All right, that's okay for now. Please, when we are through, go out through the other side and file back, please. Don't come back through this side. The rest of you should come down. Come and stand here, please, quickly. Through? Okay, fall back on the other side. Go and move around, please. Then you fall in, quickly. Our special guests, please. Well, sorry to... Please. Thank After the students in badges, then we'll take the NCP and present. Okay. The next set of students from this end, you'll come in like this. Come now. Come and stand. Please, when we're down, follow the other side. Thank you. This is your face now. We will not see your face.